When we think about the meaning of this word, the solution means when the two components they are completely miscible to each other, then they form solution. In this, normally we use two words, and one is solute and one is called solvent. What is the meaning of solute? Any component in the solution which is in the lesser amount, that is called solute, and the component which is in the larger amount, that is called solvent. When the solvent and the solute they are mixed completely into each other, they form solution. In the ninth class you might have studied two types of solution. One is called homogeneous solution and another one is called heterogeneous solution. Homogeneous solutions means those type of solutions in which the solute and the solvent, it means the component of the solution, they are completely miscible to each other. For example, when the sugar dissolves in the water, it forms solution, and this is an example of homogeneous solution. And the second is heterogeneous solution. Heterogeneous solution, when the component of the solution are not completely miscible to each other. For example, when the chalk dissolves in the water or sand dissolves in the water, chalk and sand they are not completely miscible and they form the separate boundaries in the solution. So such type of solutions they are called heterogeneous solution. What is the meaning of concentration? The concentration defines that how much amount of the solvent is dissolved in given amount of solution. That defines the concentration. For example, what example I take? One type of solution, that is the solution A, and the second type of solution, and that is solution B. In this solution A, I take 10 gram of solute dissolved in 100 gram of solution, and the second type of solution, in this I take 20 gram of the solute dissolved in 100 gram of the solution. Here I take 100 gram, here I take also 100 gram. It means the mass of the solution that is same, but here the mass of the solute, here it is 10 gram and it is 20 gram. If the solution is, total mass of the solution is same, solute is different, very easily we can tell which one is more concentrated. Here 100 gram of the solution, the 20 gram solute is there. Here 100 gram of the solution, only the 10 gram of solute is dissolved. So which one is more concentrated? So very clearly you can tell that solution in which the more number of solute, your more mass of the solute is present, that will be more concentrated. And we can tell the solution B is more concentrated. So why you have told very clearly this? Because the amount of the solution is same in both the cases. So only on the basis of the amount of solute we can define which one is more concentrated and which one is less concentrated. Now where the problem comes? Problem comes in those cases where the mass of the solution and the mass of the solute both are different. So in such type of cases, how do we find the concentration of the solution? That we will see. Another example I take. Here I take, this is solution A and this is solution B. Here I take 10 gram of the solute and here I take 20 gram of the solute. Here again the same. Here I take 100 gram of the solution. It means the 10 gram of the solute that is dissolved in the 100 gram of the solution. Here it is 20 gram. But here the mass of the solution we will not take same, and we will take 150 gram of solution. So here the mass of the solute and the mass of the solution both are different. So how do we calculate the concentration of the solution? 10 gram solute present in 100 gram of the solution, 20 gram of the solute present in the 150 gram of solution. Then how do we calculate the concentration of the solution? So there are different ways are there. One of the ways, finding the concentration by percentage method. So the first method by which we calculate the concentration, that is called percentage method. Okay, what do we do in the percentage method? So first we try to understand by taking a simple example. How do you calculate the percentage in your marks? Suppose in one subject you are getting 60% of marks. then how do you calculate the percentage? You calculate the 60 marks, that is 60 multiplied by 100 upon total marks. So how you calculate? That is 60 multiplied by 60 multiplied by 100 upon 100, and you say that I have got 60% marks. It means marks obtained multiplied by 100 upon total marks. So the same concept we will use here. When we calculate the concentration of the solution, then we use the percentage method. And the percentage method also have two types. One is called percentage by mass, and it is called W oblique W. W oblique W means the solute and the solution both we will take in gram. And what is the formula? That is the mass of the solute multiplied by 100 upon mass of solution. It is just like the marks obtained multiplied by 100 upon total marks. So mass of the solute multiplied by 100 upon mass of the solution. The second way of the percentage method, that is by volume, V oblique V. And what is the mean of this? Volume, first V means volume of the solute, and the second mean volume of the solution. And we use the formula volume of solute multiplied by 100 upon volume of solution. So this is one of the way to calculate the concentration of the solution, and that is the percentage method. Now again revise the formula. Percentage is of two types. One is called percentage by mass, and the second is called percentage by volume. Percentage by mass equal to mass of the solute multiplied by 100 upon mass of the solution, and the percentage by volume, that is equal to volume of the solute multiplied by 100 upon volume of solution. Now if you are calculating somewhere and you are calculating the percentage of the solution, that is 20%. 20%. Then what is the mean of 20%? So you say 20% by mass. We write 20% by mass. So what is the mean of 20% by mass? 20% by mass means 20 gram of the solute dissolved in 100 gram of the solution. Remember it is solution, not the solvent. That is 20 gram of the solute dissolved in 100 gram of the solution. And if I write 30% by volume, then what does that mean? It means the 30 ml of the solute dissolved in 100 ml of the solution. Both the cases we use solution, not the solvent. Repeat again. 20% by mass means 20 gram of the solute dissolved in 100 gram of the solution, and the 30% by volume means the 30 ml of the solute dissolved in 100 ml of the solution. So this is overall the first method by which we calculate the concentration of the solution. Now we take some other examples to calculate the concentration of the solution. Now the fourth way to define the concentration of the solution, that is called molarity. And what is the formula of the molarity? That is number of moles of solute upon volume of solution in liter. So if you want to calculate the molarity, you need two things. The first thing that you need, that is the number of moles of solute, and the second thing, that is volume of solution in liter. In some numericals, maybe the number of moles they are given directly in the question. If the number of moles are given directly in the question, very easily you can put in the formula, and the volume you put, you can calculate the molarity. But in many of the question, the number of moles are not given directly. So what to do in that case? Then we use the formula to calculate the number of moles, and that you have studied in the class 11. And what is the formula of the number of moles? Number of mole, that is equal to N, and N is equal to mass of the solute upon molar mass of solute. Mass of the solute, that we denote by W, and the molar mass, that we denote by M. So see, number of moles, that is equal to the mass of the solute upon molar mass of the solute. Mass of the solute denoted by W, molar mass of the solute denoted by M. and easily we can calculate the number of moles. Now this value of the number of moles we put in the formula. Then what will be the overall formula to calculate the molarity? See, molarity, that is equal to W upon M into volume of solution in liter, and that is V liter. This is the formula to calculate the molarity. Mass of the solute, molar mass of the solute, volume of solution in liter. In the question, if the volume of the solute, volume of the solution, if it is given in liter, directly we put the value here. But in many of the question, the volume of the solution that will not be given in the liter, that may be given in the ml. In that case, what to do? If it is given in ml, there is the first way that you convert it into the liter first and then put the value. And the second is, here you use the value in the ml, and in the upside that you multiply by 1000. So either you convert ml into liter first in the question answer, otherwise you use your volume in ml and upside as a numerator multiply by 1000. So overall formula, molarity is equal to mass of the solute multiply by 1000 upon molar mass of the solute multiply by volume in ml. So this is the fourth way to calculate the concentration of the solution, and that is molarity. In the same way, there is a next way to calculate, and that is called molality. So next way to calculate, that is the fifth way to calculate the concentration of the solution, and that is molality. And what is the formula of molality? That is equal to the number of mole of the solute upon mass of solvent in kg. If in the question number of moles are given directly, you put the value directly. Otherwise, we use the formula of number of moles. And again, just now I told you the number of moles, that is equal to mass of the solute upon molar mass of the solute. And N is equal to W upon M. So we denote the overall formula of the molarity, that is number of mole, that is equal to N, and N is equal to W upon M. So W upon M. Mass of solvent, that we denote by WA. In the whole chapter, WA we will take mass of the solvent, and WB will take the mass of the solute. So here I write if WB, then also no problem. M, if you write here MB, then also no problem, because this also belongs to solute. So B solute, A solvent. So WB upon MB, that is equal to number of moles, and this is mass of solvent in kg. Again the same problem. If in the numerical the mass is given in kg, put the value here, but in many numerical that will be given you in gram. If it is given in gram, then you do the same thing as you have done in the molarity. We write in gram, and upside in the numerator we multiply by 1000. So this is the formula of molarity. Molarity is equal to WB upon MB, WA, and upside 1000. When we calculate molarity, it is represented by capital M, and when we calculate molality, it is denoted by small m. So when the values are given in molarity form, that will be represented by capital M, and when the values are given in the molality, it will be given in small m. Now the last way to calculate the concentration, and that is called mole fraction. As we have understood that we have studied 5 ways to define the concentration of the solution, and now the last way according to your syllabus, that is mole fraction. Number 6. mole fraction of the solution. How do we calculate? This is also one of the way to calculate the concentration of the solution. Suppose one solution is made by two components, component A and component B. This is the solution. Component A and component B both are miscible to each other. Now we try to define the concentration of the component A in the solution and the concentration of component B in the solution. Then we use another formula, and that is the mole fraction. It is denoted by X. XA. That is mole fraction of the component A. How do we calculate? Mole fraction of the component A will be calculated as, that is equal to number of mole of that component upon total number of moles present in the solution. Total number of moles, only two components are there, component A and component B. It means the number of mole of the component A and the number of mole of the component B. So this is the overall formula to calculate the mole fraction of the component A, that is equal to XA equal to Na upon Na plus Nb. Mole fraction of the component A is equal to the number of mole of that component upon total number of mole present in the solution. If we try to calculate the mole fraction of component B, again the same formula, that is equal to number of mole of that component upon total number of moles present in the solution, and that is Na plus Nb. So X is equal to Na upon Na plus Nb and Xb is equal to Nb upon Na plus Nb. With the help of these two formula, we can calculate the mole fraction of the component A and component B. Suppose the three components are there in the solution. Then how do we calculate the mole fraction? The mole fraction formula, same type of formula we will use. Three components are there, component A, component B, component C. Then how do we calculate? That is Xa, that is equal to Na upon total number of moles present in the solution. It means Na plus Nb plus Nc. In the same way, Xb, that is equal to Nb upon Na plus Nb plus Nc, because three components are there now. Or third, that is Xc. To revise, what could be the formula? Xc is equal to, that is Nc upon Na plus Nb plus Nc. One very important point about the mole fraction of a component present in the solution, that you try to understand. Now I am taking the solution having the two components, component A and component B, and we write the formula, and that is Xa, that is equal to Na upon Na plus Nb, and the formula of mole fraction of the component B, that is equal to Xb, that is Nb upon Na plus Nb. The very important thing that I want to say, that you keep it in your mind, the sum of the mole fraction of all the components present in the solution, that is always equal to 1. It means if the two components are there, A and B, then sum of the mole fraction of all the components, that is always equal to 1. It means for any type of solution in which the two components are there, then Xa plus Xb equal to 1. If the three components are there, then Xa plus Xb plus Xc, that is also equal to 1. So if the two components are there, then Xa plus Xb equal to 1. If the three components are there, then Xa plus Xb plus Xc, that is equal to 1. I think you can understand easily how can the addition of these two that can be equal to 1. Please try to understand. Now see, Xa plus Xb is equal to 1. Then what is the value of the Xa? That is equal to Na upon Na plus Nb plus Xb equal to Nb upon Na plus Nb. See, X is equal to Na upon Na plus Nb. and the xb is equal to nb upon na plus nb. What can be the common? That is 1 upon na plus nb. What is left inside? That is na plus nb. na plus nb, na plus nb, that is cut, and it is equal to 1. So this is the value of the mole fraction of the component A, this is the value of the mole fraction of the component B, and the sum of these two, that is equal to 1. Now you just imagine and keep in the mind, if the three components are there, then also the sum of the mole fraction of the three components, that also will be equal to 1. How can we calculate? That is xa plus xb plus xc, that is equal to 1. And you see this na upon na plus nb plus nc plus nb upon na plus nb plus nc plus nc upon na plus nb plus nc. So what will be the common? 1 upon na plus nb plus nc. Then what is left inside? That is na plus nb plus nc. Both will be cut, and that is equal to 1. So what the final conclusion? The final conclusion is this: the sum of the mole fraction of all the component present in the solution, that is equal to 1.